Viewers, today in this video, I want us to cover the topic of cost estimation, which is very important in our field. I'm going to talk about the bill of quantity, what you need to know to prepare the bill of quantity. I'm going to talk about the format of bill of quantity. For instance, the first thing you should ask yourself before you prepare a bill of quantity, um, do you need to do analysis? And what is analysis? Because when you prepare the bill of quantity, you're trying to estimate the cost of materials you're going to use, whether it's the number of bags of cement you will need in the project, the number of rebars or the kilograms, the weight of rebars you will need. So do you need to do analysis? Yes, you have to do analysis because you cannot just estimate from nowhere, because this one comes before the structural drawing. Before someone start a project, they need to estimate the price. The contractor, you need to know the price, or the owner of the project. So you need someone to estimate the price so that they will know the amount of money that will go in construction. And now this one is before you don't have the drawings, so you have to do the pre-analysis, and that's why you can follow my videos. I showed you how you can do analysis so that you know the size of your column you need to use, the number of columns you need to use. So you need to know you need to have rough idea on what analysis is. So you know, I have this let's say this number of columns, I have this size of column, I have this size of beams, I have this type of foundation, that is, let's say, pad footing, so that you can estimate the number of bags of cement that you will need to know, so that you can be able to prepare the bill of quantity. Because if you don't know the cubic meter of concrete that you're going to use, how are you going to estimate the number of bags of cement that you will need? And also, if you don't know the river that you're probably going to need, maybe you should know, yeah, I'm going to need this number of D12 or D16 or D8 or D10. So maybe for columns, so you should know, have a rough idea on what analysis is, and that's why it is better to go back to the previous video and learn how you can do analysis, quick analysis with any software, so that you can be able to prepare a precise bill of quantities of, maybe is a school or is a residential building, but you cannot do that before you do the cost estimation. And this is a very good gig, because those people who prepare a bill of quantity, they have these kind of jobs regularly, and they can make a livelihood. So this one is a very actually a very good gig. If you perfect in doing the bill of quantities, you'll always be busy working, and there is always demand. So there are so many projects. The project cannot start before bill of quantities. So I will start with the format, and also in this video I'm going to show you the formulas that you may need to understand before you prepare bill of quantity. So how many bags of cement are there in 1 cubic meter of concrete? So that you know, if I have this certain amount cubic meter of concrete, I will need this and this amount and these bags of cement, right? If I need this number of rebars, then I will need certain and certain kilograms of rebar, because you estimate the number of rebars in kgs, not in numbers. Um, so we start with the abbreviation. You can see here the abbreviation. So I just use this one to drag. So through this bill, unit measured and terms are abbreviated and shall be interpreted as follows. So cm is cubic meter, sm is square meter. Instead of going to type that square, you know, it's a process. Control Shift plus, but it's a process. Lm is linear meter, mm is millimeter, kg is kilogram, NO is number, and PRS is pairs, and MS is measured separately. Ditto is whose whole of description except as qualified in the description in which it occurs, right? So ditto is whole of description except as qualified in the description it occurs. So that is those are the abbreviation. And now we go to our bill of quantity. So you can see the this table here. We can see this table here where I have this item. Now this one are the measured work. I have item, description, quantity, unit. You can see here the unit is square meter, right? That is SM. The rate. Now the rate you will need to be in communication with the contractor. The contractor should know the rate of doing this and this work. Maybe you start with clearance of site, bushes and trees, and burning of arising spoils. So you have the quantity in square meter, and the contractor should be able to tell you the rate. Now you can be able to put the amount. So you should be able to talk with the contractor. That you start with excavation works, um, removing of top vegetative soil not exceeding 75-meter deep. Excavation allow demolition of existing walls. All that. Imported fillings, anti-termite. So you know the quantity that you may need, and of course it is in square meter, and the contractor should tell you the rate. So for anti-termite is about 150 per every square meter where they're going to apply. The concrete works, you have 150 millimeter thick concrete plain mix. So you should know the classes of concrete. Now this one you're going to mix this class. I think this is class 15, right? So you need how many cubic meter of concrete? 24. So there is the price per cubic meter is 8,000. That is in Kenya shillings. So don't worry, it's not in dollars, it's Kenya shillings. So you see the price of concrete works. So this is concrete works. Reinforcement provision, high tensile reinforcement to BS 4449 and 4446. So mesh reinforcement, and then formworks measured in square meters. Wall, that is masonry work. Roof beam, that is vibrated reinforcement concrete, that is vibration. For roof beam, for linter, and for the slab, that is 125 millimeters slab. So the contractor will tell you the rate of vibration for roof beam and for slab. So you say maybe quote 800 per square meter. That is for slab, and for beam is 9,000 per 1 cubic meter. And so how do you determine how many bags of cement are there in 1 cubic meter of concrete? So it's simple, this formula, you need to know the class. Let's say, for example, using class 25. Class 25 has a ratio of 1 cement is to 1.5 sand is to 3 ballast all cost aggregate. So the total, that fraction is 5.5, assuming an expansion factor of 50%. Now the ratio of our cement is 1. Now it will be, with this expansion factor, it will be 150. Now it will be 1.5 out of that 5.5. Now the fraction of our cement in this ratio is 0.1818. The density of cement is 1440 kilograms per meter cubic, and therefore, in this ratio, we need 261 kgs of cement, and 1 kg of cement is 50 kgs. That is one bag of cement is 50 kgs. Now you find in these in every cubic meter of concrete you need 5.2 bags. So let's say 6 bags of cement. And also, the formula for determining the weight of rebar. So it's with D, the diameter. Let's say D12, 162 times the length. Let's say you know the length of one full bar is 12 meters, right? So D squared multiplied by 162 times that length. Find the number of kgs. And the other thing I was almost forgetting is wastage. Do you need to take in consideration wastage allowance? Because when you are doing construction, there has to be a wastage because some of the concrete will be pouring to the ground and cannot be retrieved, even by the those people, the masons and the workers. They cannot just make sure they use all the cement or the concrete that is. Some of it is pouring to the ground and mixing with soil. So there has to be a wastage. And for cement, you have to take into consideration 5% wastage. 5% you have to include it in your calculation. That is wastage allowance. And for riba, it will 2.5% wastage allowance is okay. So the total amount you will find, you will add 5% on top of it for wastage allowance. So that is very critical. You have this roofing doing in linear meter. So that's the simple like that: quantity, unit, rate, and amount. So you can either have a template, and maybe for mechanical works, you need a specific template to do the mechanical. To do the BOQ for the mechanical part. For electrical, also you can do the BOQ. You need the template. So you should work close with the contractor to know to make sure that you should give him to cross check, make sure that you have not leave anything out. Okay, you did not miss to include anything that he will need, because this will be very important, because after the money has been released, maybe it's not a private project, it's a government project, you see. And when you quote a certain price, the government will release the money, and it cannot release any more money, or to do that will be a process. So you have to make sure that you don't just leave anything out, so that you have to work close hand in hand with the contractor to know that, to make sure you've included everything in this BOQ. So this just all you need to know about uh, the template, how you do it, and basically this is just this multiplied by this. So just I can just delete. You click here. So this one is not the way, not in the cells, because I converted this one. So after you prepare this BOQ, you can see the total grant summary here is 1,400,000 Kenya shillings. And also you have a provisional sum of 400,000. So that's all we need to know about BOQ and the way and what you need to prepare a bill of quantity. It's just as simple as that. You just have to follow these steps. You start with the clearance of site, You go with the measured all the measured works, and then the rest of the work which is not in quantities, so you include everything. Um, that will be the end of my video today. If you like this video, please consider to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will see you in another video. So I don't think I need to explain much because this one just need to focus to make sure all these things you don't leave them out. And this one is depending the contractor and the kind of project you have. Maybe it's a school, maybe it's a somewhere you have swimming pool or something. You see, maybe it's a 10-story building, so it depends. So thank you. I will see you in my next video.